Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm James. Today, we're going to talk about a really important skill for all English learners, how to think in English.
That's right. Many learners can speak English, but they often translate from their own language first. That makes speaking slower and sometimes confusing.
Exactly. But don't worry. Thinking in English is something you can practice every day. And in this episode, we'll give you simple steps to help you start.
By the end of today's episode, you'll learn how to train your brain to think directly in English, just like a native speaker.
Sounds exciting. Let's get started.
So, James, let's start with the first step. If you want to think in English, you have to start small.
That's right. Don't try to make long or difficult sentences in your head at first. Begin with short, simple sentences that describe your daily life.
For example, if you wake up in the morning, you can tell yourself in English, I wake up. I brush my teeth. I make coffee.
Yes, you don't need perfect grammar. The goal is to train your brain to use English naturally, without translation.
Exactly. And the more you practice these small sentences, the easier it becomes to add details. For example, I drink coffee in the kitchen. I check my phone. I go to the gym.
So, step 1 is start with short daily sentences and repeat them in your mind in English. It's simple, but it's powerful.
And remember, don't worry about mistakes. Thinking in English is not about being perfect. It's about building a habit.
All right, let's move to the second step. Another great way to think in English is by describing the things around you. Yes, this is one of my favorite techniques. Wherever you are, at home, in the street, or even on the bus, you can look around and say what you see in English. For example, if you're in your room, you can think, there's a chair. The window is open. I see a blue bag on the table. Exactly! You don't need to speak out loud if you don't want to. Just say it in your mind. The important thing is to use English to explain the world around you. And you can also describe actions. For instance, the man is walking, the children are playing, the dog is sleeping under the tree. The more you do this, the more natural English will feel. Your brain will start to connect English words directly to things you see instead of translating from your first language. So, step 2 is describe your surroundings in English. Make it a little game. Look around and think, what's happening right now? It's simple, it's fun, and it really trains your mind. Now, let's go to the third step. This one is very powerful. Having small inner conversations with yourself in English.
Yes, it's like talking to yourself inside your mind. Many people already do this in their own language, but if you do it in English, you'll improve much faster.
For example, imagine you're deciding what to eat. Instead of thinking in your language, try in English. Should I eat rice or pasta? I think I'll make pasta, but maybe rice is faster.
Exactly. Or if you're planning your day, you could think, first I will study, then I will go to the gym, later I will meet my friend.
The conversations don't have to be long. Just practice asking yourself questions and answering them in English.
And don't worry if sometimes you don't know the exact word. You can try to explain it in a simple way. For example, instead of microwave, you could say, the machine that makes food hot fast.
That's a great tip. The point is to keep the conversation going in English. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
So, step 3 is practice inner conversations in English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yes, and soon you'll notice that English becomes your default way of thinking.
So, Sarah, sometimes learners tell me, I want to think in English, but I don't know all the words. What should they do in that case?
That's a really good question. First, it's important to remember you don't need to know every word. Even native speakers don't know all the words in English.
Exactly. If you don't know a word, don't stop thinking. Try to explain it in another way using simple words you already know.
For example, if you don't know the word umbrella, you can say in your head, the thing you use when it rains.
Or if you forget the word fridge, you can think the cold box for food.
That's perfect. This way, you keep practicing in English instead of switching back to your first language.
Another tip is to use pictures in your mind. If you can't find the English word, just imagine the object. Your brain will start connecting images directly with English words when you learn them later.
Yes, that's so powerful. Step 4 is don't stop when you don't know a word. Use simple explanations or pictures in your mind.
This will help you stay in English mode and keep building your fluency.
Now for our final step, reading and listening. This is one of the best ways to train your brain to think in English.
Yes, when you read books, articles, or even short stories in English, your brain gets used to English structures and vocabulary. The more you see the language, the easier it is to think in it.
And listening is just as important. Podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, even songs. All of these give your brain examples of natural English.
Exactly. Over time, your brain starts copying those patterns. You'll notice yourself thinking in English phrases you've heard before.
But here's the key. Make it a daily habit. Even if it's only 10 minutes a day, spend that time reading or listening in English.
Yes, little by little, it becomes natural. And suddenly, you'll realize you're not translating anymore. You're just thinking directly in English.
So let's summarize. Start with simple sentences, describe your surroundings, practice inner conversations, explain unknown words in simple ways, and finally, read and listen to English every day.
That's the full recipe for training your brain to think in English.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope these tips help you in your English learning journey.
Keep practicing, stay patient, and remember, your brain can learn anything with time.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.